Ladies and gentlemen, Elon Musk is releasing Twitter Files Part 6. We had parts 1 through 4, and I might not do a live stream tonight. I'm not 100% sure. I'll continue to do uploads, especially on this topic. I might have a live stream later in the evening once the files or revelations or the Twitter release has taken place. Should be today. As we know from Twitter Files 1 through 4, or 1 through 5, Twitter Files Part 6, regarding evidence that government officials and Twitter officials possibly, just maybe, committed crimes. They broke First Amendment laws, that's for sure. We know that. But the government did get involved. Weekly met with top officials. Okay, government cannot get involved when it comes to the First Amendment. Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Hit subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. I've been growing that one, and hit subscribe there. We have live streams. We've had live streams after a live stream on this channel every evening. If you want to give a super thanks, the super thanks is below. And if you want to become part of my Patreon is below. If you want to support my work long term, become a member as well. Elon Musk stated that he wanted to prosecute a certain government official. The Hodge twins, who were fantastic, then said, let me guess. They have an amazing YouTube channel. They're absolutely awesome. The Hodge twins said, let me guess, you found messages between Twitter execs and our government pushing for censorship of anyone that didn't go along with their narrative. And then Elon Musk gave them like a trophy emoji, like, yeah, you know what? We found evidence that government officials were working alongside Twitter officials or influencing Twitter officials. The way it works, ladies and gentlemen, and hit subscribe to this channel right now. We're almost at 201,000 subs. The way it works is the following. Twitter, the 1 through 5 revelations, the breakthrough, we haven't seen this since the Democratic National Committee emails that apparently the Kremlin wanted us to know to swing 2016 towards Trump, because the truth about the Democratic Party makes you vote for Trump or DeSantis or somebody else. The truth. Hunter's laptop, Hunter Biden's laptop, incriminating messages. How can you use your influence on the company's behalf? That type of information, graft, potential bribery schemes, hundreds of millions of dollars flowing through businesses associated with Joe Biden. That's why he lied through his teeth. Notice how Trump lies 25,000 times he's lied. We have a Washington Post tally. It's 25,000 billion trillion times that Trump has lied. Oh, please help us with these lies. Can we get back to normality? And then Mashed Potato Brains, our current president, lies about working with Hunter's business associates as he's serving as a conduit or middleman, giving 10% of the money, the graft, almost certain graft, to Joe. This is like for any wonderful, morally superior liberal Democrat who says, well, that's not true, it didn't happen, you can't prove anything. It's in the emails. It's literally in the New York Post journalism and emails. That's why Twitter suspended the New York Post, because it led to possible felonies. That's why. Okay? It wasn't because there was a policy on materials infiltrated by another country. It wasn't a policy on hacked information. No. The emails showed that other governments, businesses serving as fronts for other governments, but individuals from other corporations in other countries, one corporation in a country that's being invaded under Democrats while Democrats are watching, stated, how can you use your influence on the company's behalf? And then he wrote in another email, I give 10% to the big man, meaning Joe. Then you have the issue of the censorship and the suppression and how it took place. Then you have the issue of Trump. They didn't even think that he there was any incitement there or he was compelling anyone to commit crimes. They just fabricated everything. So, what can we do? What can we do? Okay, you know what? We'll just get Trump off the platform. And it was a political move. Now you have government officials who forced the shutdown of life, commerce, living, and everyone ran for toilet paper. So you shut down the society, but all of society then congregated in grocery stores to get toilet paper. The morally superior among us are not they're very intelligent, but they lack just wisdom, basic critical thinking skills. You can shut down everything you want, but people are going to need items to live. And so they will congregate, and you're not really like preventing human interaction. But see, again, if you didn't enforce these draconian measures, nobody would listen to Democrats. This is the real problem. Twitter Files Part 6, where we'll find out, we're finding out these government officials interfered in the First Amendment, and they've been doing so for the past 2 years under Biden's administration, more so than ever. Nobody listens. This is why, like, you have like Democratic-run cities or a presidency now. Nobody really listens to Democrats say, you must do this. If you don't do this, lives will be. Nobody listens. That's why they have to enforce this. Take this, and if you don't take, they have to impose draconian policies. But nobody trusts Democrats. And then they can have every official source and all the authorities, and they don't trust them because you don't need an expert to give you common sense or critical thinking skills or a cost-benefit analysis. Nobody goes to, do you know how many experts said invest in FTX? You know how many experts said invest in Bitcoin at like 60,000? Do you know how many experts said Enron was fantastic? You wouldn't go, you know how many experts said Bernie Madoff was, very ethical and awesome? Go and look at like the top financial firms, the Wall Street firms have strong buys on, there was a strong buy on Enron 20 years ago, right before it was either a buy or strong buy right before it went under, okay? Society is composed, especially at the top, of very, very highly intelligent imbeciles. Intelligence does not equal, expertise and intelligence does not equal wisdom. You can be duped, an entire industry can be duped, an entire country can be duped, and the entire world can be duped. So the mentality was, don't be the 10th dentist. Well, sometimes when you're the 10th dentist, you don't do things like, you can look, it's a terrible story, but JFK's sister, you can look up what took place there. Okay, that was a procedure that ruined her life. Okay? Joe Kennedy, the father, and I don't want to get into it, but you can look it up yourself. That was an established medical, that was a procedure. We now know it is absolutely terrible and wrong, and no one should ever engage in that, ever, ever, ever. A lot of times people are duped. Society is duped. It's very easy to manipulate and deceive and influence when you have half the population who wants to be. You have to understand something. If the average morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrat who's a wonderful human being, if they found a study that said, you know what, you'll be protected if you have romantic relationships, if you have a romantic involvement with somebody, but you have to wear an 1800s or like the late 1800s diving helmets, like that, they would actually wear that during relations. Oh, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, you wouldn't maybe, Bill, but if they were told to, they would. They totally would. as long as the proper officials told them to do that. If Trump did, forget about it. Diving helmet? No way. That was crazy. But if they were told to, they would, If they were told to, live in an attic because the top government officials said to do so, they would do it. They would be happy, they'd be gleefully, and they would make a law so everyone has to live in the attic with the diving helmet and hop on one foot and juggle flaming bowling pins. It's to help you. And then that's what they would do. That's what they would do. So I'm speaking in roundabout terms, but because I have to speak to the robots first. So give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Twitter Files Part 6 coming out. Thank you. Almost certain criminal activity. Thank you.